So what kind of hell you got planned this time, Blue?
Well, I was thinking, so I put some like scenarios in it, if you remember, and we played one last time. I can't remember what it's actually called. You were looking for the two sons.
Yeah, we're looking for to turn them
I,
back to the village.
so I was thinking this one is like a scout has came back to the village and said that there's a horde of gnolls coming from the north for some reason. And your village is directly in the path. So it's about you getting resources, renewing like alliances, stuff like that, to try
Trying to
and
build up.
fortify build up. Yeah, so you can like survive it as it hits. How well that translates, I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, I guess it depends on how many human sacrifices we're gonna be making this time around.
Well, I'm. This is the other thing I'm thinking of because I kind of wanted to gear it towards low fantasy. I think we might got carried away last time with the magic stuff, so I'm thinking of really just like limiting what options you have for magic this time.
Right. Well,
So no
I think the
wizards with
first.
like crazy spell lists, man. Maybe just a few sort of key spells that kind of fit the set, maybe.
Well, see, I like the first game we did. Like, we had like I don't know, it was like three magics you could do. Like one was like an ice attack, one was like an ice
Yeah,
wall.
something like
Like
that.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something straightforward.
So let me get the old character sheet into the Discord first.
I think that's me working. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. There you go.
That is the old sheet, the Discord, the 8th one.
I will.
But so we'll do today. We'll talk about like the setting. We'll draw the map, and kind of basic character ideas, the skills you pick, and then we'll just leave it at that today for session 0. I think we'll probably only do like 4 sessions, and then maybe like the 5th session will be the actual horde hitting, and you just try to survive it.
Right.
All right, that's good. It leaves me time to do my finals. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm only thinking a short run because I wasn't really planning doing one this time. Yeah.
That's fine. I get to play a game near running. I'm happy.
Let me open up the sheet.
Is this sheet we're using, or is it a newer sheet we're to use?
I will give you a newer sheet when you actually have to start tracking stuff because there is less health. A lot of the ones that are like 6 segment pie charts are going to be 4 segments.
Ooh, that sounds rough.
Yes, because I think last time I felt my note was they have too much HP.
I think we were able to manage it very well with supplies slash.
Yeah. I think when you have
really?
more people, it was a lot. It became almost trivial, and it was a little messy how I was doing like debt in the town and stuff like that, for, like the week to heal and shit. So I think I've tweaked that a little bit on the sheet that I've written. But I just need to redo like the things that you fill in and all that for it. Yeah, if we can just have it so you're writing your skills and stuff in that one just now.
A character sheet there somewhere.
Yeah, it's on Discord in the 8 channel. Yeah, because that one says you're going to need a full week without marking any stress to restore 1 health point. But I have changed that, if I can tell you what I've changed it to. I have changed that to you spend a treasure in town and then you rest there for a week. Whereas before it was costing you a lot to stay in town for a week, the way it was written. So what else? So all the ones labelled status clocks, fatigue, injury, stress, cold, debt, they're going to be 4. Gear is going to be 4, supplies is going to be 6, treasure is 6, XP is 6, and the health is 4.
I'm probably finding the character sheet. May just be being silly.
I mean, it's in the Discord channel for this game. The character sheet's right there. I'll ping you so you can see it.
Oh, that character sheet. I'm thinking of something else. Ignore me, man.
Why would it be something else?
I'm half functioning just now. I thought.
Anyway, yeah, so the only thing you're going to need to do really is the skills and your traits. But we can do that after we've kind of discussed the rest of it. Where is the bit I've got for writing the map?
I find skills and treat sheet again. That's what I need to find. That's what I was thinking of. That's what I was looking for.
It's in the Discord high up.
Yeah, I'll put that one up as well in a minute. Nice, it's been fucking. Right, blah blah blah. Where's this map thing? So do you just want to do the map first so that you know the setting, and that might make it easier to do the characters after?
Yeah, I'd say.
Sure.
Right, okay, so the Toothland is this like frozen wilderness at the top of the world. The type of people that live there are the type of people you would expect. They're very hardy, they like to do things by themselves. A lot of them might have been on the run or escaping from something elsewhere, and they've came to live here in the north, where it's just like this vast wilderness of harsh living. Your village is like probably well, I'm thinking it's probably a former mining village, maybe for iron or copper or something in surrounding hills. But those days of like kind of prosperity have long gone, and it's kind of on a decline. And except for a few people, they've remained just kind of eking out a living here on the edge of the world. And beyond your village north is just pure wilderness, including like the sort of wild tundra and taiga, the alpine forests that are full of like murderous gnolls. God, what order did I do these maps in again? So I think we'll just go around and you can just like draw in an area of something. It can be an area of terrain, it can be a political area, just whatever's like a kind of larger area that takes up this map. So if I can start with the most obvious thing.
I mean, you already have me asking a question, and I don't know if you meant me to ask the question. Did the mining go on decline because the ore body was like worked out?
Yes, I think anything that was economically feasible has been mined out. There probably will be like deposits deeper down, harder places to get, but also, maybe they're like scarce and it's too expensive and dangerous.
What were they mining?
I mean, you guys can decide that if you want. I think iron is probably the most obvious one it could have been, but it could have been anything.
We have to dig deep.
I say that because of my own life experience from where I grew up was actually was in decline because the zinc mine was completely mined out.
Right. I mean, if you like the sound of that, I'm fine with that.
Iron makes sense, or bronze.
We just have to dig deeper. That's what the answer is.
Well, I mean, maybe like one of your guys has stayed on because they believe they can find like another untapped vein and make their fortune by hanging around and just they're in there every day, just like chipping away, trying to find it.
If I was to draw something on this map, though,
I'm going to write in here that this area to the north is the wilderness, and that's my area. If it will let me type, because apparently, despite all their fixes, this thing is still shit.
Yes, the Roll20 problem of it doesn't do what you want it to do, and so you click on it like 3 times.
I don't know why the the text part is always annoying. Okay, so Alex, would you like to draw in an area? It can be an area of terrain, it can be an area of political significance. Just give us that.
Alright, let me figure out this new UI really quick. It's a frozen sea or something.
Is it ocean or is it a lake?
It's a... How about it's a lake that is frozen most of the year.
A very large lake, I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're going to have to name it now.
The lake.
The lake.
I mean, that's not a name.
Sounds like me with his naming difficulties.
D Lake.
I just woke up. Give me a second.
We'll come back to you. You just need to think of a name. So, Drac, give me an area.
Freehand, I guess. Huh? How does this work? Pen? Freehand?
I will try and afterwards to make it into a proper map like we did before. larger than that, please.
Oh, okay. How do I erase, undo? Aha. I can do that, actually. Is that big enough?
Yeah, that should do.
I'll also have to come up with a name later, but this would be some kind of forest, I suppose.
Okay, so it's a forest. And I'm assuming that's a very dense sort of coniferous forest.
Yeah, probably gonna be like a pine forest, isn't it? But it's all like frozen over right now.
Okay, that works. Net, you want to give me an area? And I'm going to call you Net because Tink is also a Dave, and that's just going to get confusing.
Okay, that's gonna be. I'm gonna have to get used to hearing you not call me by my name. Okay. Sure. I was thinking about a place that isn't too far from our village. That's like, it's gonna be small, but it's a location.
Well, we'll do smaller locations after. If you give me like a larger area first.
Okay, we'll do feature. Okay, features. Never mind. Let me do that again. So I'm gonna draw like a thing over here by the lake. Oh god, this is gonna be cursed looking, because I'm scrolling while I'm trying to draw, so now the line is all fucked up. Over here is Arial. Fine, I'll use Arial font. I hate Arial fonts.
I'm trying to change the size of the one he's written, and it's just not letting me do it, man. Jesus Christ, rule 20, why just
this is where the podmen live. And who are the codmen, you might ask? And I will tell you, they are well, they used to be fisher folk, they say at one point, but these days they're they kind of resemble their upper halves happen to resemble cods, while they have the legs of men. And they happen to fish on the land, and by fish I mean they hunt humans.
Okay, so this is kind of like their kingdom hunting
grounds?
This
is their territory, their hunting grounds.
Oh, hunting grounds. Okay.
They've taken, or their hunting grounds, their kingdom, their assumed territory.
Oh, I like this. That's a good one, I like that. Alright, Tank, give me an area.
The water was too cold for the fishmen, so they came to the land.
Exactly.
Century Forest, okay, that's good. Can you draw, Tank, or are you figuring it out? I know you can hear me. The next one, you're going to do like a smaller location, like a... But it'll still be like an area, it could be like a train feature or something. While he's waiting to come back, I'm going to add in... If I can draw with something... A good brown colour. And this is going to be a mountain range, which is on either side of the village. And these are mountains that they mine into. And this is what separates like the wilderness from the lower part. The fuck am I going to call these?
Mountain range?
I'll call them the Nork Mountain. How do I fucking do this bold? There you go. Tiny still. How to make it darker? Black, I get. You back yet, Tank? Alex, do you want to give me another location area thing? It can be a smaller one. It can be inside one of the existing ones if you want. Remember as well, you're also creating where you're going to go to try and find things to help fortify, defend your village.
That's why my first one was a forest. That's why.
I'm just making antagonists.
Sorry, every time I try to talk, my dog starts whining at me.
He just wants to play.
Yeah, he just wants my attention on him instead of everything else. It's a giant mountain that's off by itself.
Right, okay.
Nothing ominous.
So what is... A giant mountain's going to have a name, obviously. Is that the peak?
Yeah.
I wish you hadn't done that.
Why? Well, what's wrong?
Go ahead and name it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so what's it called? Or are you fine with the text right out, but... I wish you did what Discord did, which is when someone's typing or drawing, you know, it says somebody is doing something. Old Smokey. Jesus Christ. So I'm assuming it's like an extinct volcano then. With a name like that.
Extinct, still burning, who knows?
That's definitely not going to erupt. Net, you want to give me one?
Sure. Give me a moment. We have a forest. We have a lake where there are fish people hunting. How about, let me change colors so I don't get confused. See, it's the first thing that comes to my mind, but I feel like it doesn't fit the game thematically.
What are you thinking?
I was thinking an old road that led back to civilization.
We'll do roads after we've done location stuff because you need to like connect things with like trails and stuff.
All right, then in that case, I will say, right by the forest, there used to be a barony. There used to be like a village there and like a barony. The whole thing, like this is like an old political border. This used to be something, though. These days, they say that if you go near the forest, that's where the that's where the hobgoblins are. That's where the hobgoblin bandits are. I'll probably adjust this.
No,
thing.
that's fine. I'm going to make a tidier version.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it! I was gonna make a forest that village that like harvested the trees, you know, so
You
it's
could
gonna be
do
like
that
a
too.
forest. Then he fucking stole my idea. Kind
Well,
of.
you can go ahead and have like an active village, if that's what you're describing. Because he's talking like an old, like, you know, an old political area.
Yeah, like an old political entity that's gone and like something lives in the ruins now.
So I mean,
I just have one question though. Do the godmen taste like fish or do they taste like people?
Why don't you eat them and find out?
I'm actually just picturing men with giant cod pieces.
Not my intention.
Where just like the top half of their body is just a fish, where their bottom half is just
No,
two
I was
human.
thinking just normal regular men, but they just have these huge golden cod pieces.
That's a terrifying.
Wasn't my intention, but okay.
That's not what it'll be, but that's just what came to mind when you said that. Skog Village, okay. And,
basically, it just makes his living off of like selling lumber from the forest.
Yes, the forest, totally. Yeah, imagine timbers in high demand from quality conifers.
Right.
You back, tank?
Yeah.
Right, draw me a big area, terrain, or political border.
I'll have that there. It'll be what you call a mountain. Try to take the name bit of it.
I'm just making it bigger. It's a mountain.
What's a sort of mountain areas?
Mountain range. Okay.
Mountain,
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
mountain range. That one. What you call it? It's what's got people that it's no one can pronounce his actual name. The actual, but people know it as the Owlbear Kingdom.
Okay, I'd say Elbear Mountains or land. Good. This kind of splits the land. And then think, if you wouldn't mind giving me a smaller feature or area. Are you drawing one, Tink? Tink, are you drawing one?
Oh, sorry, I was clicking the wrong button on my keyboard for speaking. Yeah, I drew it in the corner there.
Where? I don't see it. Oh, the top left?
left.
Okay, what is it?
Right. It's a border gate, basically the border gate between going into like the New Kingdom's land.
Right, okay. I like that. Is that just like the western gate or something?
I basically Western Gate or patrolled obviously and whatnot.
Okay, I like that. Does anyone else have another one they want to put in?
I have one idea that occurred to me after I started speaking. I want to draw it in here. I will put it in this color. It's going to be actually. Where was I gonna? Where would be a good place? Near the mountain, at like the base of these mountains. It's, or like just beyond them, towards this way. It's just gonna be like this big. It's just this hole that goes straight down for miles. What they say, something fell from the skies once, long time ago, and it created this hole. Or maybe it was always this way. Maybe the ground opened. Maybe the gods opened the ground up and sucked the kingdom here down into the depths. Who knows? No one has a true story for it, but all they know is that there is a hole there, and they say there are minerals, but no one who goes there comes back in one piece or the same.
Do you have a name in mind, or do you want me to just call it something?
Yes, they call it Skullgur's Hole. Let me do a text. What are vowels? We're Norse here.
Sorry, I'm not Nordic enough for you.
I'm having a giggle. Don't worry.
No, you must be deadly serious at all times.
Ah, damn. That's too sad. Alexa, play Despacito.
Anyone else have one they want to put in? Or just want to move on to specific locations?
I'm happy going specific ones, like small specific places you're saying.
Yes, like POIs. So it could be a tree, a tower, a house, a particular. It could be like a single mountain, maybe not something as big as Old Smoky. But just like an identifiable, single place feature. Not large enough to be an area. It's just like one single thing.
I only had one area thing, just like above the village, just an agricultural area. It's like the last sort of like global bits of land in a sense.
And you can have somewhere to the south that's more of where it starts to be less severe. Maybe in the summer or something, if you want to draw it in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why it's a summer lake. It's only a lake in the summer.
I'd figured that, yeah.
So I think it's back.
Like 3 weeks in the summer, it's water.
Yeah, and the rest of the year it's either frozen solid or just frozen
Right, if
slush.
it's going to be a farmland thing, it's going to have to be way down here. How do I rotate this?
Would abandoned towns count as something like this, or would that have been the previous?
You can put an abandoned town in, yeah. Doing it by size is just so we're kind of covering the big bits first and then whittling it down. But I mean, if you've got something that's any kind of size that you want to put in, just stick it in there. The more stuff we have, the better. So this green area is what, Tank? If I can fucking select it.
Close to the village, basically, sort of things. Like you will also go towards that village, and it's just sort of basically it's sort of a farming ground. It's like one of the sort of known farming grounds that is active over certain seasons.
Okay, does it have like a village or a town down there then?
Not near the starting village, actually. That's where I was sort of putting it. It's like where the starting village would go out to do sort of the crops in a sense.
Right. Okay. But I mean, I wasn't thinking it was a place where you could really grow crops because it's in the frozen north.
All right, cool. That's fine. Yeah, I'll probably put a village. It'll be
Delete this because it's giving me a headache. Do you want to just
Well, I
draw a
could.
village in the south somewhere then, Tank? And that could be like the farming place that kind of feeds this area. What's this you're doing, Alex, over here?
I was trying to draw a village, yeah, but my mouse slipped.
What the fuck? Why there's the shapes you can draw, just draw a shape. Or mark an X or something.
All of your villages look very suspicious so far.
It's a nice happy village. They're all happy.
Right, hang on, because I can see a giant rectangle, which is way too big for a village. What looks like an island in the lake, and then a circle in the mountains. So who's what?
The mountains was me. I was waiting for him Tink to get done. Then I was gonna speak up.
Yeah, I was just waiting for my turn.
Right, okay.
I haven't been saying anything, so I'm waiting for
Rectangle
my turn as
village.
well.
Okay, so this area is the farmlands down here, yeah?
It's the main provider for most of most areas round about the thing.
Okay,
That's
so
really
right, okay, yeah. So this is like the agricultural area in the summer, when it's
Yeah.
for a couple of months or whatever.
yeah.
There we go. It's Ominous Tower Island.
Ominous Tower Island.
Yeah, it's an island with an ominous tower on it.
Not going there. Got it.
Tink, give me a village name for the farmlands. Drac, what's your one?
Mine's just a. When I see Owlbear land, I'm assuming that, like that's a dangerous place to live. So I'm thinking that's like an abandoned village that was I guess its main export would have been like stone quarry, you know,
Okay,
because he said it was a mountainous land. So
okay. So
stone.
probably like a high quality of stone or something.
Right, and now it's just abandoned because when I think Owlbear, I think not safe.
Mm-hmm.
Info Valley. We'll see.
Okay, does anyone else have one they want to put in? I should probably put in a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be useful for you?
You have one. It's an ancient library. Ancient library.
All right. So here's our village. Okay. Now, just right over there is where So yeah, once upon a time there used to be every village has that guy that that really aloof person who lives like way away from the village.
Okay, the hermit, yeah.
Yeah, in this case, it's a guy. It's a goat herd who calls himself, who lives like all in this little hut over here, right there on this.
What's his name? Or what do people call him?
They call him. Well, they call him stupid, but he's
Old Man Shingles.
Nah, I was going to say like I don't fuck. I'm blanking on a name.
They call him stupid, so stupid check.
Yes, there we go.
What area is Old Smoky one again?
Old Smoky is like a very, very large, possibly extinct volcano.
It's definitely not a dragon.
It's
I
definitely
learned my
not a
lesson last
dragon.
time.
That would never happen twice
In the same story.
in the same game.
Oh wait, I drew that. I drew that mountain too, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
It's okay. We're used to you doing the same thing every single game you play in.
Just
Eh,
to make
it's
it
fine.
more miserable for everyone.
So I put in the northern outpost down here, and this is the most northern military outpost for the kingdom that rules this area. Nominally rules this area. So it's a very like thinly manned outpost, and they're there just to keep order for this whole vast area, and they're vastly like underpowered for what their task is. But that's where you would go if you had problems with bandits or such, or if you have like a land dispute with someone or something like that. You're supposed to go there, and the magistrate is there with a few soldiers. The Lost Library.
Couldn't spell it there. I'm trying to fix it and it lost me.
I like it. Library.
Sorry, Tank. I would have teased you if it was you. Lost
Fine,
Library.
go on.
What's the story behind the Lost Library? In the forest.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an archive kept by lost wizards and whatchamacallit, and great military minds. It was supposed to be accessible for all means who have the special key to get in. However, it's lost to what the key is and how to get into it, basically.
But it's a known location, or is that just like the general area where it's supposed to be?
It's it is known by the stories. Obviously, like gives the detail where it is, but obviously it is the general location is obviously within that sort of forest.
Right, okay, so people say it's like here in the forest, but this is where it actually is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else have one they want to check in?
I have one more to add. Where would be a good place for a graveyard?
Or like a lost soldier's grave or something? I mean, we've got a lot of white space here, south of the village. Which I'm actually going to draw in an area because that needs filled in. Where's the fucking pen? Good old black.
So I'm assuming this horde is coming in from the wilderness.
Yes, it's coming from the north. The mountains beyond.
What a really shitty place, hey?
Yeah, the area south of the village is a lot of the people that used to work as miners and stuff like that, and then the surrounding villages and the economic system that supported it, they've been left penniless and just turned to banditry to get by. So on the few, caravans that make their way between the villages and towns in the north, they get raided and the bandits are more or less lay claim to this whole area as theirs.
And with that undermanned northern outpost, not that they can do anything to stop it.
No, because they're undermanned, it's cold
Undermanned.
outside. The magistrate just likes to sit inside with his fire and pretend things aren't
He's-
happening.
Well, I mean, he gets all his stuff from the south, so he don't have to worry about that.
Exactly, yeah. He just probably sends out like a few soldiers to collect taxes now and again, and that's it.
Yep.
Sorry,
Well, I
Alex,
can
where
see
was yours?
a few ideas, Foreman.
I don't know how big it should be.
Well, what is it?
Just like burial mounds.
Okay, yeah, probably just the one location's fine. Just have like the one, because it's gonna represent where they are. And what is it? Or what are they?
Just burial mounds. Since it's probably hard to dig here in the hard, cold ground, it's
Is it like a holy site then, or is it a site of a battle where everyone was buried, or what?
Sounds like a cemetery. Basically, what he's getting at.
yeah.
Well, I
Yeah, it's
mean,
just-
every like village town would have their own little cemetery, so why is this one out here on its own?
It used to be the cemetery for the old barony or something, or I don't know.
So
How
is
about the
it?
lost, forgotten warriors, basically from a war past or something?
Yeah, is it like? So has it like a significance compared to like a regular cemetery? And that's why it's on the map. That's what I'm saying.
Skeletons. There's there's the undead. Protecting their old comrades who haven't risen yet.
So it's like a haunted one, basically.
Yeah.
Low fantasy.
I mean, skeletons are fine with fantasy, man. Yeah, you can have like Game of Thrones is whites and stuff like that. That's fine. I mean, we had like ice worms and all that kind of shit last time. It's
Game of Thrones is like.
I think last time I got a little out of hand.
Game of Thrones is not low fantasy.
it's mainly low fantasy. It's not high fantasy where like you've got all these different races and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Low,
just
low fantasy is you just like a little grittier and you've got less of it. Do you know what I mean? It's not as much for power fantasy. Okay, so what's this circle someone's drawing here?
I was drawing that. I was going to put that as what you call it, the mercenaries guild. So it's between like it's quite a lawless sort of city basically. Is where the bandits sort of tend to sort of hide. But as if you're looking for mercenaries or sort of soldiers, that type of thing, that's where you go.
The only thing I would say is that a logical place to put something like that between the bandits and the codmen.
I would think the more logical.
Would sort of actually put it there. I thought that's roughly a reasonable place or something. But it goes sort of between like the path between the farmland villages and stuff going across.
I would think it'd be more appropriate to put it on the other side of the Owlbear lands because of Skog Village.
But what you mean, like over here?
Yeah, like maybe the mercenaries are trying to find the Lice library because they think there's
Or
treasure there.
like here, because like you would, in my head, you would, if there's a known bandit lands here, then you would change your trade routes. You would go this way, stop at Skog Village, and then head up to, like as that's like a city on the map. I'm assuming it's more important than other places, kind of deal. And you got the northern outpost over here, so it makes sense to me to have the mercenaries somewhere in this general area. That's just my 2
You
cents.
say mercenaries tank, like where are they drawing the mercenaries from?
Well, I would think it would be the same thing as like the bandits. Some people turn to banditry, maybe some turn to being sellswords.
Basically it's like what you call it, land. It's sort of like a base for the lawless in a sense.
Oh, you mean like the bandit hideout? Is that what you mean? More like
I like that basically. So I mean, also the bandits. You can also go if you chance your arm, you could try and hire the bandits for work as well. That type of thing. That's the place you'd go if you want to try and reason with anybody in a sense that a parley sort of area.
yeah, I definitely don't think it would be between bandits and codmen. It's going to be. Like,
I'm not really sure
Drax.
where to put it. I
Like,
would put it.
maybe just north of the farmlands, because maybe they like help protect the farmlands.
Something like that, probably. Yeah.
I'll just put it down here then.
They protect the farmlands from the codpiecemen.
Okay, so maybe like you said, some of the guys, they're not as ruthless as the bandits, but they are like swords for hire. And chiefly maybe like the magistrate or whatever, or perhaps probably the people in the farmlands themselves give money to these guys to help protect them from things from the north, because the magistrate and the military guys just don't bother doing anything. Okay, does anyone want to draw? It can be a river or a road or something, and it's going to like connect things together. I'm going to draw a river first of all.
Okay, I will draw a road.
Okay, it's freehand and water. So this is going to come down from the mountains, kind of past the village, which is why the village was here. And I guess it's going to find its way down towards where the lake is. And I'll need to give this a name. And this is not much more than like a heavy stream in the village, but as the water from the mountains kind of feeds into it, it becomes more of a river as it feeds into the lake.
Oh, I was gonna draw a feature and I just kind of sat there waiting for you guys to finish talking, and then I was gonna draw like another like small area, and then yeah, yeah, I'll do that. Like right there.
Is this the road, Dave? Yeah.
Yes, the brown is the road.
I'm just gonna at the crossroads just put like little villages.
Yeah, that's. I was thinking probably there'd be villages there, and there is probably another road that goes towards the forest, but it's like old and beaten up, so I didn't want to like
Why is this
focus
not
it there.
fucking color? Why is this so bad? Why is this just so bad?
Because they updated it when they didn't need to.
It's like, I mean, it needed updated. Don't fucking doubt it, but it's like the color, and it's like not the color I'm picking. Like I want a dark color. Oh my fucking god! There. I mean, that probably is the Salesforce HQ there. Naturally, at Crossroads, you're generally going to have like a village. If that's the quarry, that's probably Old Quarry Town.
There we go. There's the gray line is an old like abandoned road grown through and all that stuff.
Sure. Yeah, it's not maintained. I mean, none of it's well maintained, but it's severely like
Even less
dilapidated.
maintained.
Yeah. It's got skeletons on it. Does anyone else want to
More
put?
than a few.
Does anyone else want to put in a connector, which would be a road or a footpath or something?
Sure, where would that
And
be?
get up to the village path, which is the next road.
Just if you want to connect things with something. It's usually just like a river, a stream, a road.
I'm gonna make a. You know what? Also, there's a lot of things that we didn't do. Is you know where most settlements are, and that's near bodies of water. So why would there not be, especially because the way this river is, why would there not be a tributary stream that goes this way towards Old Quarry Town?
Well, I mean, if that's mountains, I would think there'd be streams coming from the mountains into the river.
You have a good point. Let me delete that.
I wanted to draw one, but I'm currently talking to somebody outside. If someone could draw one to that big black hole that he put on the map.
Uh-huh. Well, a road?
Yeah, maybe just like maybe like a, I don't know, some kind of tourist site or pilgrimage they make there.
Oh, I thought you meant like a river, like turns into a giant waterfall.
Well, I like the idea there's like mountain streams that just run into it, and it's like a cascade waterfall off one side. That's kind of cool. But it can also have just like a little path coming off this road here that leads to it.
Well, yeah, the water source going for the farmlands as well. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
a tiny pond at the top of the highest Owl Bearland peak.
And I'll just do the farmlands one here, thinking blue. That'll come from this lake. That's not a fucking line.
when I draw, so I'm not touching it.
just a village hidden in the middle of the Owlbear lands from the outside world.
It's probably a river that comes down from Outer Lake. Down south, and that's what's feeding the farmlands. So like when it unfreezes and it flows, that's when their crops get water for maybe a couple of months in the summer.
Because volcano land's not far as well, it gets so infertile.
What, sorry?
There's a volcano, Smoky's not far from them. That's why the land's quite fertile on that bit.
Yeah, because it was volcanic in the past, yeah. It was very mineral rich. The little sort of villages on the crossroads, I'll give them like names. So we don't have to like sit and name them up. Okay, I think we've got plenty there. Unless anyone wants to add like a point of interest within the wilderness.
How about a small cabin that just people
Hunting lodge.
sometimes, yeah, either they use it for hunting or
You
just to keep an eye out in the wilderness.
Do you want to mark it? Yeah. It's like hunting
Yeah,
lodge or
right
something. And I know someone wants to put some a POI that's like a little bit more sort of magical on the wilderness side.
How about we have the ominous Tower Island be a magical place?
Well, I mean it might be, yeah. But just in case you want to have something like a strange tree or you know, like a haunted opening in the forest or something.
Peach tree. The reason I don't know why peach grows here, but peach grows here.
Or something. Just something like this unusual sort of point of interest in the wilderness.
I've got an idea if no one else does.
Peach tree.
Why is that suddenly fucking huge? Peach tree. Okay. Right. Okay. So for peach tree, I want to hear. I mean, obviously it's unusual. There's a peach tree there when it shouldn't be able to grow and stuff. But what is like the rumor about the peaches that grow there?
Able to cure. It said they're able to cure any ailment or increase one's.
Okay, so
own
maybe
strength.
that's partly why the village is still kind of here, because people come up on a pilgrimage to pass through, seeking, you know, the peach tree to cure like a sick relative or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Sunken Castle, I like that too.
Let's put another gate down at the bottom bit of the Arizona Summer Lake. Because obviously that's
Nah,
close to
I think that's pretty good. I might even extend Summer Lake so it covers the whole bottom there. I think we're good. I think we've got pretty much everything we want.
And these are just some ruins on the side of the volcano.
Okay.
I added a sunken castle on the lake. Its spires are like poking out of the water.
Oh, I like that.
Like people can't get down there, and they always wonder what is there.
Drac, did you have anything else you wanted to put in before we move on?
No, it sounds like you guys got it all covered.
All right, yeah, that's pretty busy. Okay, so if you go back to our characters, we need to give our village a name as well. If anyone wants to come up with it. I
Noig Village.
need to give you.
It's gotta be named after peaches somehow. If like that's one of the main reasons we're still here.
Oh, Norg is the ancient language word for peaches, obviously.
Of course.
Fun.
Oh, did I not have this? The character sheet doesn't have traits and stuff, does it? Just one page?
It has
It has a
skills
spot
and
for traits.
Yeah. You got a spot for inventory items, skills, traits.
Oh, no, it's Jonas. I deleted the PDF file for this earlier.
Do you want me to send it to you? I still have it saved.
It's here somewhere in the fucking Discord, so if I can just find it.
Yeah, I rolled up and found it.
How far was it?
It wasn't that far, really. Yeah, let me see if I can find it again.
There you go. I found it. I just posted it.
Yeah, I was just about to apply to it for you.
Yeah, if you grab that, you can find like the list of traits. So you have one trait to pick for your guy. So if you have an idea what your guy's going to be, you just pick a trait that kind of suits it.
Where are the traits?
They're on like page, the bottom of the page is like 12 or 13, something like that.
Yeah, it's a PDF at the bottom of the Discord there.
Oh, yes, I see it now.
That is the old version of the rules. I've tweaked them very slightly since then, but the traits and the skills and stuff are the same.
Yeah, mine's done pretty much, my character sheet.
Okay, do you want to
Besides like asking the questions and whatnot.
Sure, okay. Okay, so the questions obviously get filled in as we play. When you make camp,
Right.
someone tells a story about their character at the campfire that night, and then picks a trait that suits kind of the story they told and the answer they've picked for the question. So, Drax, you want to tell us who your character is then, since you've got your trait picked out?
He's pretty much just like the local handyman, I guess you would call him. Like he's got blacksmithing, stonemason, carpentry. He can do labor, basic engineering. He's a merchant. He's pretty much like
Jack
just
of
the
all
local
trades.
handyman. Yeah, because it's a small village and doesn't really have enough business to do blacksmithing by itself, or do stonemason by itself, or do woodwork by itself. You know,
Okay, so he just turned his hand to a bit of everything.
it's a bit of everything. Yeah. And his trait's defender, so like he like very patriotic, I guess you would say, for the starting village. Kind of like this is his home. He ain't
Okay,
leaving
yeah,
it.
yeah, he feels a sense of ownership about it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're such a tradesman, you probably built large sections of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So you have one trait to pick, and you have 12 points to spend on skills.
So I put my skills like 2 blacksmith, 3 stonemason, 2 carpenter, 2 laborer, 2 engineer, and 1 merchant, which gave me 12.
Okay, cool.
And then trait was defender.
Okay, that sounds good. Does anyone else have the character idea and the trait picked?
I was thinking
So,
either a bartender or someone who works at the local bar. But I haven't.
So imagine if the village is in decline, the people working in the bar might just be like relatives of the bartender anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you want to be the bartender or the bar owner, and you can pick a trait and put 12
Alright.
points to skills that kind of fit that. I imagine the bartender's quite a sociable character with a lot of connection.
Yeah, either defender or extrovert. Just defender because they've stuck with the town even though it's like declining, and they could probably just sell their bar or just pack up and go somewhere else, but they don't want to.
Okay, so like vested, because this is where their livelihood's been made. I imagine you have a lot of fond memories as well when it was busy and all the miners would come into the bar and it'd be like packed.
Then probably skills in cooking, cooking, criminal, fighter, and what else would fit with that? Persuader.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything that's kind of social based is probably going to be good.
Probably
Soon.
some merchant or raider, persuader.
It's also worth bearing in mind when you're picking skills for your guys, the party composition, being able to like forage, hunt, make camp, all this kind of stuff, negotiate with people is like important to actually survive and keep supplies for the party.
Oh, I have a character mostly written down now for that.
Okay, let's hear it.
Edwin the Grim. He is a furrier and a hunter. His trait is stoic, and I have his skills are focused in around being a survivalist and a hunter, though he does know a little bit about making maps of the area as well. Kind of like
so.
a loner and a hunt. A loner who can find things for people, specifically things for surviving.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I'm just working a bit silly still. Basically, my character Aaron, he's an old wizard with dementia. Basically, he's basically ringing around the village. He helps deal with like basic issues around the village using like spells or his knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I put his trait as hidden depth because, as I said, he forgets stuff, but he eventually doesn't know who he was in his past as much and that. So all of a sudden he'll maybe come up with something random, which seems to be like, a solution to something or something he's known from his past.
Yeah. So it's got
That's
like this great mind, and once it was like full of knowledge and useful things, but now it's like depleted.
yeah. So it just randomly appears something different. I'm just looking at my skills so far. I think Ash is one of them.
So remember when you take like spells or rituals for someone that can do magic, it's just the same as a skill.
Yeah, it was 1 point out of the 12 you spent,
Yeah.
and then you had to like last time we had to upgrade it too. Like so, like I had the barrier spell, and it could go up to 5 levels.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
So however many dice you want to be able to roll for that spell, it's how many points you want to put into that particular spell. If I can find doing the dice rolls thing. Basically, your skill rating is how many dice you get. I think it's every 5 and 6 you roll is like a hit, and depending on how many hits you get, depends on how great a success you get. So if you get 1 hit, it's like a partial success, something will happen with the consequence. 2 hits is a full success, and on 3 or more hits, it's a crit, so you get like an extra bonus to it. And 6s explode as well.
Now that I'm thinking about it, does it make sense that the bartender would be a criminal?
I didn't think so, but I was gonna let you do you. Maybe he has a past he doesn't want to talk about.
I mean, maybe he was a criminal, but I'm saying if you're a bartender here and it used to be a very, like, prominent mine village, I mean, imagine you made a good bit of money while people were here and earning money. Although that might have got eaten up in the years since when it's gone quieter. I don't know if he'd be a criminal himself, but he might have criminal connections, because fucking bar owners always have criminal connections.
So probably just 1 point in it.
That's up to you, mate. It's your guy. How much you want to lean into it.
I'm a very, very much a specialist, so yeah.
I believe, if I remember right, you get XP for like failed rolls, and once you've got like 6 XP, you can like increase the skill by a point. I believe
Yes.
that's how it worked.
Or pick a new skill.
Or a new skill, yeah.
You're the boss. I'll roll with whatever you say.
So when you're making a roll that your trait would apply to, you get like a bonus dice. And when you do those rolls, you get an XP, whether you fail it or not.
So you get an XP every time you fail. You get an XP when you use your trait, whether you pass or fail.
Yes. But you can only level up, like spend the XP, when you're making a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Which is when you make camp and things don't go wrong.
So succeeding, you don't get XP.
No, because
Yeah.
you know you already know how to do it. You did it well. You're not gaining experience from it. You learn from failure.
Exactly.
So bring in the skills that we might need, or we should all have some sense.
Yeah, you might want to cross-reference your skills to make sure you got your bases covered for navigating, hunting, getting supplies, negotiating stuff.
I have a very strict one where it's just Hunter 3, Archer 3, Scout 2, Survivalist 3, Cartographer 1.
Yeah, I posted mine. I've got Cook 3, Criminal 1, Fighter 2, Merchant 3, and Persuader 3.
The only thing I would say with Dave's one is, Dave is going to be doing a lot of the key rolls. So if Dave's guy gets injured, which means you get less dice while you're injured, that's going to hurt everybody.
Slam taking but hold on a sec.
We're going to have to fix your mic before next time, I think, because it's awful.
Yeah, we got no healer this time either, so definitely have to be more careful.
Yeah, because most
Oh,
of the time,
actually,
sorry, most of the time you will be like journeying. Obviously, you won't have like the town, the village, to drop on to get anything. But if you're like in a town, a larger town or something like that, you're someone with like negotiation skills and stuff like that can try and get you services. But when you're actually making journeys, the key skills are Pathfinder, Cartographer, Scout, Hunter, Sailor if you're sailing, and Dungeoneer if you're exploring like a tomb or a dungeon or a cave.
We definitely need a Pathfinder.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
Scout also works for Pathfinder, but Scout is supposed to be more if you're in an enemy's territory. So if you're in the bandit lands, it would be applicable.
Let's take Pathfinder for our one. I think Pathfinder's my character, if that's any help for things. I'm also taking healer spell, heal spells, so I'll be able to heal people, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
It's part of that. So that covers that basis if that's any help regarding things. And as you said, we've got like cook obviously to make better meals that makes us better.
Yeah, the
for
cooking,
health.
the cooking was something that came in quite important.
Yeah, that's why I made it one of my skills that had 3 points in it.
Yeah, because when you make camp, the person who's cooking gets to roll, and every hit restores extra fatigue and stress for everyone.
Instead, we've got fun, we've got hunter, we've got survivalist and stuff like that. So the only thing these possibly is fisher and dungeoneer, or maybe the other key one spell we'd have.
That depends on how we want to do the journey. Like, Dungeoneer is only going to be important if we're trying to dive into buildings and whatnot. I don't see that being
caves and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that being as important this go around.
Oh wait, did we do rumors yet?
I mean, you were giving me a lot of rumors as you were describing things, but if you want to throw one in there, that's fine. Because I mean, we had the Lost Library, we had the Haunted Cemetery, we've got the Sunken Castle, an Ominous Tower, Peach Tree,
The random hole in the ground.
Skullgirl's Hole.
Oh yeah, I guess we do have enough rumors.
If you have one in mind, just throw it out there, man.
There's a village in the Owlbear Lands that's just hidden from the rest of the world.
Village.
So there's a settlement in the wilderness, you're saying? But no one knows where.
In the Owlbear Land.
Oh, Owlbear Lands, okay.
Oh, there could be a settlement in the wilderness that no one knows of.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone else has a rumor, a tale, a superstition they want to add in, feel free. No? Okay.
I think we're good, especially since we're only doing
I'm
5
sorry,
sessions.
I'm changing my skills around a little bit, so I'm not just so hyper specialized.
I mean, being hyper specialized can be good because you got more dice.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
It's just making sure, like, as a party, you have your bases covered.
No, I just moved a point out of survivalist and moved it into Fisher.
Okay. You're going to be an important member of the party, so don't die.
I don't intend on dying, but you know, the dice might have another opinion.
Or don't get too injured, because every time you have like an injury, a health
Injury
check
takes away dice.
takes away dice to all your rolls. I should probably explain this shit, but hang on.
That got brutal towards the end of our last game.
I'm pretty sure I died on purpose, from what I remember.
Yeah, but you
came
were
back.
like a bad guy.
Yeah, you died once and came back, and I was like, we just got rid of him. Now he's back.
Yeah, they were trying to kill you because you were evil.
We had a terrifying goal that destroyed, that scared everybody.
I only tried to sacrifice a few hundred people.
The whole village of people.
Whole village of
Women,
people,
children.
kids included.
I like how he just says a few hundred like it's nothing.
So if I can go over the actual character sheet, so it's done by clocks and they get marked off. So a bunch of the clocks there are labelled under status clocks. That's fatigue, injury, stress, cold, and debt. Anytime one of those clocks is filled, that clock is cleared, but you mark a health tick. of your health. Now that health is only going to have 4 ticks on it. And every time one of the health ticks is filled, you lose a dice to all your rolls. So that could be up to -4. Well, it won't be -4 because you'll be dead at that point. But you could have like -3 dice. And you're only going to be able to heal those health ticks by going to a place that's kind of safe, a town, a city, and spending a treasure, and then spending a week in bed, basically. Treasure will get marked off by going, into dungeons and things like that, and places where you can find loot. So
what about his heal spell? Was that take away a point, or would that just like decrease our stress and whatnot?
Depends how good his roll is. Probably for every hit, he will restore a health tick. But it's probably not going to be health ticks actually that he heals. It'd be the injuries.
That's why I was asking. It's going to be like an injury and stress ticks, or would it be actual health ticks? Okay.
I'm going to say it'd probably be injuries, but if he gets like a crit, we could let him restore a health tick.
Okay.
Because that's like bigger.
The specific weapon says restore injury ticks by laying your hand on that. Like,
Yeah.
that's the
So it'll be injuries, but if you got a crit, I might let you heal a health tick. Because, bonus. So fatigues are going to get...
There's a skill obviously healer. It says create and apply medicines and or alchemist, which does this similar thing basically.
Yeah, so the status clocks, like fatigue's going to get marked off anytime you make a roll. So you have to be conservative about that. Or anytime you make a journey as a group. But you get to restore those by like marking off one of your supplies. It's like, by snacking or whatever. Or if you've managed to take a rest. It doesn't have to be a long rest, which is like sleeping overnight in camp. It can just be a short rest, which you might get if your camp is interrupted. Injuries you take when you're in a fight or something like that, or you have like a bad fall or something, and you'll have to like spend supplies and do like a healing roll to try and heal those. A stress you're going to mark either as a choice you've made, when you have like a bad journey roll, or if you're like witnessing something traumatic, or if you're like having to go a whole day without like any rest, or you don't get to make camp and you don't get to sit and eat a hot meal. A cold is going to get marked anytime you do a roll if you're not in the presence of a heat source or you're not like wrapped up adequately in furs and such. You might also mark cold for like having to journey through the night, if you fall into a cold stream, things like that. And then debt you're going to mark anytime you're in town and you want to restock on your supplies and gear. You can pay off debt by marking off treasure that you've collected. And then when you mark off debt in order to restock, you will clear your gear and supplies and they can be fresh. Now the gear I've got is 4 ticks, so you can have 4 pieces of gear every time you restock. So it can be any piece of gear you want, a weapon, a piece of equipment you want to use, a tool of the trade. You would mark off one of your gear, and then in your inventory you write down what that gear was. And you will keep that item and use it as many times as you need to until it breaks or something like that. You're limited by like how many inventory items you can have, by like how many gear and supplies you have marked off. So like when you go to restock, if you've already pulled out all your gear and you've got 4 gear items listed in your inventory, you can still have more gear, restock and mark off it again, but you would have to use up supply space in order to keep a hold of those extra items, because you can only carry so much at a time. So the most you could have is like 10 inventory items, but that would mean you had no supplies, if that makes sense to everyone.
Right, so anything over 4 given to your supplies to Kate, pretty much.
Yeah, so you've got like 10 slots basically, which is gear and supplies.
Yeah.
So like if you've already marked off like a shovel, and then you restock your gear, you might be like, okay, well I'm just going to keep the shovel, so I'm just going to permanently like mark off one of my gear slots, because that's what the shovel is. Or you might keep one of your supply slots permanently marked off, because that's what's taking up that space. Gear can also be armor of your choosing. It can be light armor, heavy armor. Light armor, you can also wear furs to keep yourself warm. Heavy armor, you can't wear furs to keep yourself warm. And heavy armor is going to slow you down a little bit, but not a lot for like rolling around, moving around. More so for getting into tight spaces, or if you're making if you're going up a mountain or something like that. Heavy armor is going to really like weigh you down and probably gives you extra fatigue. And the way armor works is you just mark off one of the armor slots when you would take damage, and then you'll have to repair your armor somewhere, either by paying to do so or making a skill check to try and repair it. So you start with one trait, and then every time you make camp, someone's going to be the one that tells us a story by the campfire. That person will pick one of these questions, pick an answer for this question, and then tell a story that kind of like explains that answer, or justifies it. And then you will pick a trait kind of associated with the story you've told, and your character will have that trait. So you'll gain a lot of traits over the course of it. Well, probably not a lot because we're not doing a lot of sessions, but it depends on how many times you make camp and stuff. Does anyone have any questions?
I feel like I'm gonna have to ask that again when it's relevant.
Sure. I mean, I'll tell you when to mark things off and all that. It's not that complicated.
So last time you had some concerns about marking supplies to get rid of fatigue during combat. Is that still something we want to like address, or?
I think it depends on the nature of the supply and what the combat's like at the time. Because it doesn't make. I don't like the idea of you like glugging something to heal. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But maybe you've made a point when you're in the village of visiting an alchemist, and you're saying one of the supplies I'm getting is like a potion from this guy to help, fight the cold or restore fatigue or something like that. So maybe if you can justify it narratively, it'll be fine. I don't like the idea of like it's like Skyrim. I'm going to eat some bread to restore HP. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
What do you mean we can't just eat a ton of bread in the middle of a fight?
Yeah, I think normally you would probably do like healing and stuff like that when you've got time to rest at camp. You're not going to really do it in the middle of a fight.
Well, I just know last time the reason we didn't get as many health ticks was because we were chugging stuff during fights to keep our fatigue from being over because fights were lasting so long.
Yeah, I will attempt to try and do fights so that they're shorter. But also, I mean, you should know, you don't pick a fight with like a big group of guys because
Right.
the fatigue is going to be the death of you. But I mean, that makes sense. Realistically, you're not going to fight when you're outnumbered. You're going to try and be smarter about that.
Right.
Especially since you're going to have less health ticks now as well.
This time rather than running down the hill, the guys come chasing us.
Yeah.
Instead,
I
we
think,
just convince them to fight against themselves.
Or just avoid them.
Yeah, I think avoiding them would be the best bet. You guys can fight. I think I'll stay in the back.
It's not a game where you want to get into combat unless you it's like the four of you and you're fighting like one guy and he's weak and injured. And he's not magical.
You're like the immune last time, just headshot them before they even do anything.
Well, yeah, sneak attacks would be big because what was it? You were just like instant kills and stuff like that.
Yeah. That was funny.
And bad guys equally, they're not going to have a lot of health and stuff like that. So if you strike them with a sword, one or two hits, and someone's going to be down. Unless they're heavily armored or something like that.
I finished picking the spells. So I've got Pathfinder, I've got Heal spell, got Barrier spell, Blast spell, and I've got the Ritual Veil, so I can use that for helping making camps.
Okay, yeah, I like that. It's very thematic.
But I could weaken one of the dice rolls to some of the others, but I think I'm going to keep them fairly high, so it makes it easier.
I mean, you will get some XP, so you'll get a couple of level ups in there as well, undoubtedly.
Like another spell or something as he goes on. As he remembers a spell, he says, "Oh, I remember, I could do this now."
Or you get slightly better at the ones you have. But I mean, it's going to be short, so there's not going to be an awful lot of that anyway. Yeah, so next week we'll just do a wee scene of, like, you know, the scout coming in to the village and warning everyone. Probably like a council meeting or something to decide what needs to be done. And then you guys deciding what you want to do to try and help fortify the town against this and defend it against the incoming horde. By reaching out to not a great deal of places that can help you.
Oh, Mr. Bandit, would you like to help us fight an evil army coming to destroy us all?
I mean, I can see like a bunch of stuff you're going to go for here, and the problems you would have with like recruiting or getting what you need from each of those.
Nobody else going in the army. Well, the army
We just gotta convince-
the cemetery.
We just gotta convince the codmen that the gnolls taste better than humans do.
Yeah, I made more realistic goals for myself.
What we did last time, we released the fire dragon.
Like I put a village that does timber, obviously, so we can build stuff. I got an old quarry on the map, so we can get stone.
I love a practical user compared to this.
Yeah, everyone else is. I was like, man, this is gonna be difficult. No one's putting anything to help us.
Yeah,
Really.
we need hobgoblins and codmen and bandits,
Yes, let's hang out with the
Owlbears.
fish people.
owlbears, and a haunted cemetery with skeletons.
I seriously
Jack's sitting there
consider being
like, we need
man.
like
We need
woods
villages.
and
We need,
rock
we
and
need
metal.
town. Yeah.
We could go on adventures into the mysterious hole. I'm sure
No.
nothing bad will happen down there.
Precious minerals down
No.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Go through the western gate. To help us, the village is going to die.
Yeah. We've got to get one of the precious minerals out, and then we go to the magistrate and convince them that there's more there's more money to be made from the mine. So they send an army up.
Well, I mean, yeah, something like that.
You'd have to find gold in that thing. It's gold and silver or something.
All you gotta do is go
A
down there.
shit ton of iron.
It's easy.
Exactly. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I am sure nothing bad will happen down there.
I'm all the worried about it. There's a horde coming for my village, and you guys are coming up with half-cocked plans.
Move into the Lost Library, find an ancient scroll to bring the skeleton army to force.
So ideally, I can pace it so each of those kind of like 4 weeks will be like going to a place to try to secure sort of one aspect, and then the final one will be using those in the defense of the town. If I can pace it that way, but that's going to depend on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see if they'll off.
It also means like prioritizing, you know, the ones that you want to secure. So clearly, you know, hobgoblins are like top of the list there.
Clearly, I
Codeman
can see it
second.
already. Old Smoky, because we gotta check out those ruins, right?
Reach the Albert army.
Yeah, just go tail some owlbears. That's a sure way to keep yourself safe.
Release the owlbear horde on the other horde.
Yeah, so that'll be us unless anyone has any questions just now. Or anything else they want to add.
I think I got everything handled. I have my sheet all done up. I just have to save it. I say in before I forget to save it.
You can save it, or you can do like they've done and just like list your skills and trait in the Discord. I will give you a fresh sheet next time, which will have the properly amended stats and stuff.
I just wrote it down and saved the sheet. I'll just copy it over.
And the next sheet, I'll also add the traits and the skills and stuff as another page on it, so it's all in one place.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, you should also have on roll 20 like a character sheet thing. You could put your notes in there if you wanted. Netscape, Neplin, Tink, Drac. Yeah, you should all have it now. And you could also put pictures in there if you want as well. We didn't do like battle map stuff last time. I think we just had like screens. We put the token on screen just to kind of show relative positions, and that was fine.
Yeah, it worked out.
As it does for every game, because who needs battle maps?
I like them when I'm feeling crunchy, but they're not needed.
Oh, I mean, I like the the game campaign we did where we actually used battle maps and stuff like that, but it was a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah.
Battle maps are a lot of work. Yeah, no kidding. I say, having done them more than enough times.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing the maps and stuff because I got all these mapping programs, but it is time consuming, especially for a weekly game. If it was a monthly game, maybe so.
God, I wish I missed being able to do that every week.
Or every other week, even.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, if there's nothing else, then I will get you the same time next week. We'll do a full session.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a plan.
Later.
I imagine our first session's not gonna go well.
Well, I mean, based on how it went last time, they probably progressively get more difficult.
No, I meant like this to the first decision where we're gonna go.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, no, totally. That's going to cost the fuck. Skeletons,
Yeah.
yay.
Still.
They don't die.
They're also inside of you right now, just waiting to burst out.
I do have a plan. I have an idea.
You get too close to Cemetery and your skeleton just like bursts out of your flesh.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not going there for damn sure.
Well,
That's
it's in
the
the warriors.
I mean, last time Alex was like fucking building a flesh golem out of
Oh,
body
yes.
parts and shit. I think it started as a stick man, didn't it? And
It
then
started as a stick man, and then we killed a bear, so he took the claws, and I think in the head or something like that, and put
Yeah.
it on the stick man, and then it just kept going from there.
Yeah.
With animals and people.
And then I think someone set it on fire. Oh, I brought it to life anyway.
Not like a fire thing inside its chest or something, so it looked like a flaming torso, walking stick thing with arms spinning in circles with claws.
Yes.
Yeah, it went places. It's very,
Yep. And then I became a eldritch cultist monster.
Yeah, the eldritch fucking monster at the end. Become possessed and all that. It went places.
No one expected those places, but it went there.
We went places it didn't have to go.
It had
No
to
whammy.
go.
No whammy.
it totally didn't have to go to those places.
Power corrupts, yeah. I'm definitely in mind to write when I write the rule set properly to curtail excessiveness of the magic, because I think that kind of ruins the set as well. Takes away from like, the grittiness it's meant to have. Although Alex contributed to the grittiness, the path he chose.
Well, my magic wasn't too overpowered until I died and came back.
That's not what he's saying. Not
I like how
overpowered.
that's the excuse being used.
You pulled in a lot more fantastical elements that went a bit beyond what I was kind of aiming for.
I like that. The first game we did, that was a great setting and goody. I think everyone died at the end.
Everyone died.
Yeah.
And the books that were recovered with like the knowledge that would save civilization, like someone found them, then used them to make a campfire.
To make a campfire, yeah. They couldn't read them.
I remember my guy turned into a zombie and killed someone else, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's how I want. And
No,
then it
no,
was just me
what
and the
happened
dwarf.
was you did something and you didn't save a guy, and therefore
Oh, that was me.
it was the he died to a zombie bite. They took the body away. They all got attacked and eaten by that zombie, and then you just ran into it later, and it killed you and made you into a zombie.
Yeah, I remember I got bit, and then we went and made camps later, and then I died during the camp and turned into a zombie.
Well, to tell you about my actually place.
It's a consequence of chain of events, man.
Yeah, I thought I was doing a good thing. I was like, we saved this guy from his horrible village or something like that. We burned everything. We sent him back home to his people. We thought we did a great thing. No,
Doomed them all.
we doomed them all.
Remember the last minute is this fight? It's making it a fell off a bridge.
I'm sure this time things will go differently, and everyone will live happily ever after.
We did
Yeah, I
save
don't-
everybody because the books didn't. They just won't save everybody. Remember, we activated the device or whatever. in that
Yes, you're
castle?
going to end the Eternal Winter, or whatever it was.
Yeah, so we ended
Yeah.
it, and then the books were like, I was like, I got all this knowledge, I can go back and do stuff, and then I died on the trip back.
A new golden era for mankind. Up in flame.
I was playing.
I'm sure nothing can go wrong this time. I don't have any magic.
Yeah. And fish people will be cool, right?
My turn. My turn for magic.
doesn't have any magic. Instead, he's just going to convince all the fish people to eat us.
I don't think they need convincing to eat you. I'm looking at the hunting grounds and I'm thinking they definitely just like kill people on the road.
Yeah, I was looking at this. I was like, man, I was expecting like like some practical stuff on the map, right? No, that didn't happen. Not at all.
See, I like
I was
this
like, man.
about giving players a lot of input though, because I think a lot of GMs think, oh, the players are just going to like give themselves all this stuff to make things easier and give themselves bonuses, but a lot of players really just make it difficult on themselves and add in all this stuff that is going to fuck them.
I'm sure all the answers we need are on Ominous Tower Island.
No.
Or at the bottom
no.
of Skullgir's hole
You know, I do have a plan for the bottomless hole, actually.
to avoid it.
To avoid it? No, I want to try and use it.
Are we gonna try to get
just
the whole
need
into
the
it?
horde to go down there and never. come
Exactly.
back.
Kind of like, you know, like The Walking Dead, they made the fences. Kind of like
Uh-huh.
just let them. Yeah, I'm going to try something similar. Can we just do walls? Like,
Yeah, that
will
works.
they really break through the wall if they can just keep running alongside it, maybe?
Yeah, they're that dumb.
I don't know that dumb, but like the path of least resistance, they don't know the holes there, right? So they don't know what's coming up.
So for illusion magic.
You're going to have
Perfect illusion.
you're going to make like fireworks to distract them so they don't see what they're walking into. Just fall down the
Well,
hole.
they'll see it at the end, but then that's what we have the ambush. Like, oh, and then we like cut them off. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to get to the table and talk about it.
Foolproof.
Not foolproof, but better than letting them just rampage through our village.
An idea that might work with your idea partly. We'll figure it out next week.
Yeah.
I'll
So
catch
that's
you
not,
all later, right?
that's all day on the council meeting. That's going to take us forever.
Yeah.
As we all throw about.
Yeah, we don't.
You might end up spending a
don't
whole
have to
session
worry about
Sweden.
Nice
We
roll
shouldn't
at
have
that.
to worry about any Eldritch gods this time either.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Catch you all later, right? See you
Yeah,
after.
okay, so
Alright, later.
Well, you're